Effective communication is one of the most valuable skills you can develop. Whether you're having a one-on-one conversation, leading a team, or speaking to a large audience, the way you communicate can determine whether people understand your message or simply ignore it. Communication is not only about choosing the right words, it is about listening, timing, tone, body language, empathy, and understanding the person on the other side. Great communication creates trust, strengthens relationships, improves careers, and helps your ideas make a lasting impact. The good news is that communication is not something you're simply born with. It is a skill you can practice and improve every day. Here are 9 powerful principles that can transform the way you communicate. 1. Listen to understand. Most people listen while preparing their next response. Truly effective communicators do something different. They listen to understand. Give the other person your complete attention. Put away distractions, avoid interrupting, and focus on what they're actually saying. Pay attention not only to their words, but also to their tone, facial expressions, and emotions. Sometimes the most important part of a message is what remains unspoken. Instead of immediately giving advice, ask yourself, what is this person really trying to tell me? Simple responses such as tell me more or so you're saying that can show people that you've genuinely heard them. When people feel heard, they become more comfortable opening up. And when people open up, meaningful communication becomes possible. 2. Use the power of the pause. You don't have to fill every second with words. A short pause before responding can make you appear more thoughtful, confident, and composed. It gives you time to organize your thoughts and gives the other person time to process your message. Pauses are especially useful after an important statement or before answering a difficult question. They can also prevent emotional reactions. Instead of responding immediately when you're angry or frustrated, take a breath and give yourself a moment. Silence isn't always awkward. Sometimes silence is where understanding begins. 3. Adapt to your audience. A message that works perfectly for one person may completely fail with another. Effective communicators understand who they're speaking to before deciding how to deliver their message. Consider the person's knowledge, personality, priorities, culture, and current situation. Someone who wants quick results may prefer a short, direct explanation. Someone who enjoys detail may appreciate a deeper discussion. This doesn't mean pretending to be someone you're not. It means presenting the same core idea in a way the other person can understand and appreciate. Communication becomes much stronger when you meet people where they are. 4. Keep your message simple. Complex language doesn't automatically make communication intelligent. In many situations, simplicity creates greater impact. Before speaking, identify the main idea you want people to remember. Then remove unnecessary words, complicated explanations, and irrelevant details. Use familiar language. Organize your thoughts logically. If you're explaining something complicated, use an example, analogy, or story to make it easier to understand. Ask yourself, if the listener remembers only one thing from this conversation, what should it be? That question can instantly make your communication clearer. Remember, simplicity isn't about removing meaning, it's about removing confusion. 5. Master nonverbal communication. Your words are only one part of your message. Your posture, facial expressions, eye contact, gestures, and tone can completely change how your words are interpreted. Imagine someone saying, "I'm happy to help," while looking away and speaking with an irritated tone. The words sound positive, but the nonverbal message says something else. Try to keep your body language consistent with your words. Maintain comfortable eye contact, keep an open posture, and use natural expressions. Your voice matters too. Pay attention to your pace, volume, and emphasis. When your words and body language communicate the same message, you appear more authentic and trustworthy. 6. Communicate with empathy. Empathy means trying to understand another person's feelings and perspective, even when you don't agree with them. Instead of immediately judging someone's reaction, become curious about it. Ask yourself, why might they feel this way? If someone is frustrated, don't immediately tell them why they shouldn't be frustrated. First, acknowledge what they're experiencing. You might say, I can understand why that situation was frustrating. That simple recognition can reduce tension and create trust. Empathy doesn't mean agreeing with everything someone says. It means respecting their experience enough to understand where they're coming from. When people feel understood, difficult conversations become much easier. 7. Ask better questions. Good questions can take a conversation to a completely different level. Instead of asking questions that produce simple yes or no answers, use questions that encourage people to explain their thoughts. For example, instead of asking, "Did you like the meeting?" ask, "What did you think about the meeting?" Instead of saying, "Why didn't you finish this?" try, "What challenges affected the timeline?" The second approach sounds less like an accusation and more like an invitation to communicate. Ask questions that create curiosity, encourage reflection, and uncover information. But remember, asking questions is only half the skill. You must also listen carefully to the answers. 8. Frame your message effectively. The way you present an idea can influence how people receive it. Framing doesn't mean manipulating people. It means explaining your message in a way that connects with their priorities and perspective. Start with common ground, explain why the subject matters, focus on benefits, solutions, and outcomes. For example, instead of saying "we're behind schedule," you could say, "We still have an opportunity to finish strongly if we focus on these priorities." The facts may be similar, but the second version creates a more constructive mindset. Stories, examples, and relatable comparisons can also make your message more memorable. When people understand not only what you're saying, but why it matters to them, they're much more likely to pay attention. 9. Make your actions match your words. Trust is built through consistency. If you promise something, follow through. If you say you value someone's opinion, actually listen to it. If you tell people that honesty matters, demonstrate honesty through your own behavior. People notice when words and actions don't match. You don't need to be perfect. Everyone makes mistakes. What matters is how you respond when you fall short. Acknowledge the mistake, communicate honestly, and make an effort to correct it. Over time, consistent behavior creates credibility. People learn that they can rely on what you say because your actions support your words. That is the foundation of trustworthy communication. Final thoughts. Great communication isn't about sounding impressive. It's about creating understanding. Listen carefully. Pause before reacting. Adapt your message. Keep your words simple. Pay attention to body language. Practice empathy. Ask thoughtful questions. Frame your ideas clearly. And most importantly, make sure your actions support your words. You don't have to master all of these skills overnight. Choose one principle and practice it during your next conversation. Then choose another. With consistent effort, these behaviors will gradually become natural. Every conversation is an opportunity to improve. When you communicate with clarity, empathy, confidence, and intention, you don't just exchange information. You build trust, strengthen relationships, influence ideas, and create genuine connections. Great communication isn't something that simply happens. It is a skill you deliberately build, and every conversation gives you another chance to get better.